Lisa Riley, a beloved face from Emmerdale, has shared a positive update with fans after experiencing a painful accident. The actress, known for portraying Mandy on the ITV soap, slipped from a breakfast stool over the weekend and seriously hurt her left thumb. As a result of the fall, she needed an operation at Leeds General Infirmary and was later fitted with a sling. Following the procedure, she turned to Instagram to thank her supporters and give an update on her recovery. In a video message, she greeted fans warmly while showing her bandaged hand, pointing out her new thumb, still marked with iodine from surgery. She expressed heartfelt appreciation for the kindness and encouragement she had received online, saying it truly meant a lot to her. She admitted that although she is in considerable pain, she is focusing on healing and improving. She also humorously described how the accident happened, explaining that she slid off a polished leather stool while wearing a cardigan, likening herself to a human sledge. The actress, who first appeared as Mandy back in 1995, revealed that the injury left her thumb severely damaged, requiring extensive medical treatment. She later joked about renaming the stool involved in the mishap as Slipty Doodah. Continuing her message, she once again thanked fans for their well wishes, adding that her priority now is to rest, recover, and manage the pain with medication, as it remains quite intense. She also showed deep appreciation for the NHS team at Leeds General Infirmary for their care and support. Fans quickly filled the comments section with messages of encouragement, many wishing her a fast recovery and praising her upbeat attitude despite the situation. One supporter noted her ability to stay positive, while another shared a similar injury experience, expressing sympathy and understanding as they continue their own healing journey. Tensions reach a breaking point in Emmerdale as Marlon is pushed to the edge, leading to explosive and deeply emotional scenes. Both Marlon and Paddy have been profoundly affected by the chaos caused by Celia Daniels and her grip on the village. Yet until now, their personal struggles have largely remained in the background. While the storyline has focused heavily on the victims directly targeted, the emotional toll on those trying to hold everything together has quietly built beneath the surface. When Marlon discovered the extent of April Windsor's traumatic experience involving Celia, his immediate instinct was to shield her and the rest of his family from further harm. His protective nature took over, and he became determined to ensure that no one he loved would ever be subjected to such danger again. However, in focusing so intensely on keeping others safe, he failed to fully process the emotional damage the situation had caused him. Paddy, in a similar way, found himself stepping into the role of protector throughout the ordeal. After Beowulf returned from the farm and killed Ray Walters, Paddy became consumed with trying to prevent the situation from destroying more lives. He did everything he could to keep Bear from facing prison, while also taking responsibility for looking after Dylan Penders, who had witnessed the shocking incident firsthand. The pressure of carrying these burdens left Paddy with little time to reflect on his own mental state. Because both men were so focused on supporting others, neither Marlon nor Paddy took a moment to truly check in with themselves. Their emotional well-being was pushed aside, buried under responsibility and fear. But as upcoming episodes reveal, that avoidance can only last so long. Eventually, they are forced to confront everything they have been suppressing. The turning point comes when Paddy arrives at Smithy Cottage, overwhelmed by negativity and inner turmoil. His usual composure begins to crumble as he opens up about his anxieties surrounding the upcoming court case. What Marlon quickly realizes is that his friend is drowning in guilt and self-criticism, unable to see any positive outcome. Marlon attempts to offer reassurance, but he understands that there are limits to what he can say. He recognizes that Paddy is an intelligent person, someone who is fully aware of the difference between reality and fear, yet still finds himself trapped in a cycle of worst-case thinking. Marlon tries to gently remind him that what he is imagining is not guaranteed to happen, that it is simply one possible outcome among many. He encourages Paddy to consider that things might turn out all right, and even if they don't, they will find a way to cope together. Despite his efforts, Marlon is painfully aware that words alone may not be enough to ease Paddy's distress. Sometimes, no matter how close two people are, it is impossible to fully take away someone else's pain. Understanding this, Marlon decides to take a different approach. In an attempt to help Paddy release some of the tension building inside him, Marlon suggests they go for a drive. The two men head towards Celia's farm, a place filled with painful memories and unresolved anger. Once there, Marlon hands Paddy a sledgehammer and encourages him to channel his frustration into something physical. At first, Paddy hesitates, but soon he begins smashing the objects scattered around. The act of destruction quickly becomes cathartic, allowing him to vent emotions he has been holding in for far too long. As Paddy starts to feel a sense of relief, Marlon joins in, picking up his own tool and unleashing his pent-up rage. However, what begins as a shared moment of release soon takes a darker turn. As Marlon continues to destroy everything in sight, it becomes clear that he is not just venting frustration. He is confronting something much deeper. All the pain he has buried regarding April's ordeal begins to surface. The guilt of not being able to protect her sooner, the helplessness he felt during her suffering, and the anger at those responsible all collide at once. The intensity of his emotions grows rapidly, and Marlon starts to lose control. His focus shifts to a kitchen table, which he sees as a symbol of everything that has been taken from his family, their safety, their peace, and their sense of normal life. As he violently smashes it apart, the act becomes more than just destruction. It turns into an emotional breakdown. Paddy, who had initially found comfort in the activity, suddenly realizes that Marlon has gone too far. Seeing his friend overwhelmed and consumed by rage, he steps in and tries to calm him down. The dynamic shifts, with Paddy now becoming the one offering support, helping Marlon come back from the brink. These powerful scenes highlight not only the depth of trauma both men have experienced, but also the importance of acknowledging and addressing mental health struggles. The storyline emphasizes that even strong, resilient individuals can reach a breaking point if they ignore their own emotional needs for too long. The show continues to shine a light on mental health, particularly focusing on the experiences of men who often feel pressure to suppress their feelings. It demonstrates that healing is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process that requires constant attention and self-awareness. Even after major life events seem to pass, the emotional impact can linger, resurfacing when least expected. By revisiting these themes, the series reinforces the idea that vulnerability is not weakness. Instead, it is a necessary part of recovery and growth. Through Marlon and Paddy's journey, viewers are reminded that it is okay to struggle, to ask for help, and to face difficult emotions head-on rather than hiding from them. Viewers of Coronation Street and Emmerdale might be wondering why their favourite soaps are missing from ITV1 and ITVX today, but there's no need for concern, as both programmes will return shortly. Recent disruptions to the TV schedule, largely caused by sporting events and other programming changes, have led to tonight's episodes being taken off the air. This is due to coverage of the England vs Uruguay international friendly match, which is set to be broadcast starting at 7 p.m. To compensate for the absence, both soaps will instead be shown in special weekend slots, with rare Sunday episodes scheduled. Emmerdale will begin at 7 p.m, followed by Coronation Street at 7:30 p.m, giving fans a chance to catch up without missing out on key storylines. In Weatherfield, upcoming scenes are expected to deliver major drama as Theo's behaviour is finally exposed. Gary begins to realise the truth after Sarah highlights the situation, prompting him to accompany Todd back to the flat. There, Theo continues his verbal attacks, only to recognise too late that his true nature has been revealed. Meanwhile, over in the Dales, tensions escalate as Joe instructs workers to tear down everything in a field at Butler's farm, including Holly's memorial. At the same time, Tracy is desperate for Kane to arrive before it's too late, so he can say an emotional farewell to his granddaughter before leaving the village. Both soaps are also expected to air on Easter Sunday, following another week of scheduling disruptions linked to sports coverage and repeat broadcasts. Despite the recent inconsistencies, the the timetable is anticipated to return to its usual format in the following week. Earlier this year, Coronation Street and Emmerdale underwent a significant scheduling shift, moving to shorter half-hour episodes as part of a new soap power hour, airing between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. across 5 nights each week. ITV's Managing Director of Media and Entertainment, Kevin Ligo, explained that these adjustments were made with viewers in mind, aiming to present episodes in a way that better suits modern viewing habits. He noted that with increasing competition for audiences' attention, the revised format allows fans to stay engaged with the shows more easily. Coronation Street typically airs on weekday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.